today's question. You asked me. No, you said what is your drive, and maybe you need some of that, right? Where the drive comes from, and over time, right? It's an identification of your weaknesses more so than your strengths.
Really?
So if you can identify your weaknesses and
want to overcome
the weaknesses.
Okay.
And let that not overcome but improve, right? Because the things that you're good at are just the things that you're good at, and you just keep excelling at those things. But the things that you find weak, or you don't want to pay attention to, or you don't want to dig into because it's more challenging, or say it's a something that you didn't think you were good at, salsa, or whatever it may be. That's a drive, right? There's a drive to go past,
right,
and improve. And
so it's a willingness, in a sense. What you're saying is it's a willingness to improve upon something. Like if you know that becoming a successful actress is something that you want to do, and what drives you is becoming that successful actress, to get those accolades, to win that Oscar, to all of those things, then you're driven by that. So in a sense, would you say everyone has a different driver, like a driving force?
Oh yeah.
Like some people are driven by money, but are they driven by the money because of fear of lack? Lack is considered the weakness there that they need.
Well, fear should not ever be a driver.
But for some people it is.
No, it's a huge driver for many people. Many people. The fear of not having, right?
Yes.
The fear of not having,
because I know when
before you die.
I get down to one roll of toilet paper and life is like over. It's just, I need toilet paper. Like, I can't do this. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that is a driver, we can't say it's not. But I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're living in a life that's fearless, what's your driver then? You're living in a life of, you have everything you want. You are grateful and content with your job. You're grateful and content with the person you are. You're grateful and content with the friends you have, your home, your car. Everything's pretty good, right? How do you keep, I guess that's what I'm trying to explain, is that's how I try to keep improving, because I find weaknesses in every little thing that I do, right? And I'm like, ooh, that's something I got to touch on. And that's why I bought the book.
Right.
Right? Because I wanted, I'm in business analysis, right? But I felt a communication, a lack of communication, where I wasn't able to communicate what I'm trying to say to these group of people and them understand. So how can I improve my way of communication? I know there's 1,000 people out there in the world that have done this. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I just have to go and find it.
Right. I can definitely, I can relate to that. And that's because, being a fan of entertainment, like I've just always been a fan of the world of entertainment. So any opportunity that I have, I want to interject myself into it. Even with my strengths, even with my weaknesses, I end up being in the world of entertainment. The difficulty for me comes in when there are so many different facets of entertainment. There's fashion, there's film, there's music, and I'm dealing with so many different people from all of those different things and having to switch gears. And if I don't necessarily have one that really drives me more than the other, because I do love it all and I'm willing to learn and I'll research and I'll do all of those things. I think, it's almost like I can see where your drive is. that makes sense. I'm always going.
Okay,
what it
so
feels
let me stop
like.
you there. What do you see what my drive is? When you see the drive, what is it that you see?
Knowledge, the willingness to learn something new, the willingness to improve upon that internal processor of yours, just wanting to know more and genuinely know and understand it. Like you genuinely want to understand something. You just don't take it when somebody spits it to you. You're like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but
it's got to compute.
Exactly.
It's got to compute. It does
right.
Because there's a lot of things that don't compute. It does not compute.
I look at different people and I look at individuals who might have fallen, and some will stay down there because they're not driven to remove themselves out of the situation. They're just like, you know what, forget it, I give up. Or you have people that have a lot of money and they're still not happy. Because although they have it, they feel like they have all of this. Well, what's their driving force? Well, what else do I need? Well, what else do I want to do? And again, it does go back into going internal. Everything that we could possibly ever want to know in this life about ourselves is within each of us. Mm-hmm. If you sit down and you're willing to dissect and look at it all. And the whole point of these conversations that we have on a daily, that's what we end up doing. It's just going inside like, I have this question that's lingering out here that's been bothering me for a while. Not bothering me, but poking at me. I need to figure this shit out. Why?
And take the time, right? Take the time with your friends to not talk about gossip and drama and this and that. It's sometimes you have to take the time to nourish the soul, right? And how do you do that? That's not, I mean, it's about what does fuel the soul, what does make the soul happy, right?
Right.
And laughter, love,
right,
things of that nature is, kindness, seeing people that are grateful for things, that type of stuff, right? So that's what we want to get to, where I feel like a lot of times, we as a society focus on, who has what,
right?
Like what?
Well, yes.
Who has what? Who's more beautiful than this person? Who's got more money than this person? How, like it's trying to either one up someone else. And that's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate.
There's plenty.
And the whole one up thing. The whole point of doing the Sexy Intuitive or acknowledging my inner sexy is because coming from and being in a realm of entertainment where everything is based on the physical and what you physically can see. I want everyone to know that within them that they are sexy as fuck. Their inner sexy needs to come out, and sexy is a state of mind. I'm not talking about the physicality of anything, but good conversation to me is sexy. Spiritual conversation to me is sexy. Learning, understanding more, laughing. Like they're just these little things and
but you
qualities.
Gotta be in the right space, right?
Right, and that's the
space and mindset, and you've got to be open and willing to dive in.
Absolutely, and I think the whole give people permission to bend over. I'll explain to you what that means. Okay, so Michelle and I are at the store. For those of you who don't know, we are best of friends. We are like, this is just my soulmate here. Like we've known each other forever, yet haven't known each other forever, but it feels like forever. Anyway, so we go to the store and she has on this romper. And I need to get toilet paper. Thus, when you get down to one roll of toilet paper, you gotta fix it. So we go to get toilet paper, and we're there. Joel's home, so girl time. Go out. We bought makeup too, by the way, which is really awesome. That was exciting. Anyway, so Michelle decides I want some sushi. Now, we know she's going to buy a bunch of sushi and eat 2 pieces. But she wanted some sushi.
I wanted to taste it.
So we go and we're getting the sushi, and it's down a little below. So she bends over. And when she bends over, the bottom part of her
my
butt
little
cheek
cheeks pop out.
pop up just a little bit, right? So I'm thinking, well, if she bends over any more, more is going to show. So just as I say that, she bends over more. And then I'm like, she's not finding what she wants. But I've already looked, and where you have to bend down kind of low and look up is where what she wants is. So before I tell her where it is that she needs to go look, I make it a point to say, I'm just going to like stand behind you right here, because when you bend over, you know, everything's, you know, showing. So Michele, you know, she's like, oh, really? She's like, well, I'm just bending over. I need to get this stuff. But then she begins to squat a little more, you know, and bend over and then find what she wants. So she became a little more conscious of it, which was, you know, for me, I was the one uncomfortable, not her. Okay, so thus we fast forward to today. We're having our first part of our coffee and conversation that leads to the second half where we record once we find the question that needs to be answered. So she's out watering her garden and she's filling up her little flowering pot. And it is the quintessential Friday moment, people. Where in Friday, when I forgot what her name is, if you know, please call it out. But she bends over, and then I made the joke, and I go, you're going to have some guy running behind the trail back of the house, and they're going to trip over a rock. So then she pretends this chick bends over in the sexiest freaking pose because you think nobody's watching, and this dude is riding by on one of those damn scooters, and he can't stop looking, and he proceeds to yell out something.
Inappropriate, by the way.
Inappropriate, yes. Not that we're not exactly appropriate here, but you know, he was just vulgar as hell. So, but then she started laughing, and it made me think that, you know, I was the one uncomfortable. You bend over, girl. Bend over all you want to. Give yourself permission to bend over. Be you. I was the one. One day I'm gonna bend over. I'm gonna give myself permission just to be in that moment and do what needs to be done.
Here's the thing. I mean, we're 40-year-old women, right? Mm-hmm. And if you look at today's society and the lack of lack of care, nobody cares. The girls that are in the, I wouldn't say millennials, I hate labeling, but the younger generation, mm-hmm. right? These ladies don't, I wouldn't say all of them, but there's more ladies than not that I think are very comfortable with themselves. Yes. Very comfortable with their bodies. Mm-hmm. I'm at my home. I'm trying to water my plants.
And you have a right to bend.
And I have a right to bend.
Exactly. So it's like, who am I to tell you that you should not? Like, I should probably bend over more.
Passing by and, and yes, I live on a trail, and they're passing by, walking trail, whatever. But it's my home.
Right.
I can't help that you can see me.
Right. But, and that kind of, went left field from the driving factor, or did it? Because, the whole idea of sexy, most people, when they think about it, they're thinking the physicality of it. When actually, to me, it's something that's a little more internal. And where I would feel uncomfortable if bending over that far in a pair of Daisy Dukes, in a sense, unless I'm inside my home, like where nobody can see me. But in actuality, it's like it is what it is. We'll wear a bikini.
That's so strange to me. You're a model.
I know, right? When the camera's clicking, I don't think about it.
So you're more comfortable in a studio in front of a bunch of photographers than you are in the backyard of your home?
Apparently I was. But I'm going to get better with that because I'm going to bend over more. I'm giving myself permission to bend over. And, like that opened my it sounds so weird to say, that opened my eyes. You bending over, girl, opened my eyes. What? I saw some shit today. No. I really want to understand what my drivers are. I want to be a little more driven. I think, and I am. I have to say that I am, because this whole sexy intuitive event, this road, this path that I'm on, I'm very driven by it. I'm very driven by helping others overcome themselves. Basically, it is going in, looking at yourself internally, and finding what your truest potential is, the things that you love, and pull that out and become that. Be who you really are.
But we're not, it's not like from a psychic perspective, right? It's more from an energetic perspective. And,
all energy.
And then also from learn lessons. Like, here's our learn lessons. We have fucked up and down, all around. You name it. I mean, I can't say, we've experienced everything in the world, but if there's anything to learn by the experiences that we've had, I guess that's what we're willing to share at this point, and then, the ladies and that are among this group, I just think that, even with you guys, if there's anything that, you feel like is, a topic of discussion or something you'd like
share.
to talk about and us give you a little bit of insight, right, into those topics, we can do that too, so I just think it's whatever comes from the heart, that day, at that time. It's super spontaneous. It's
bending
very
over,
authentic. There's no rehearsal or anything like that.
None.
We just want to make it super real, right? Can you sitting in a bathrobe and like I'm sitting in front of my computer? So it's super chill. So, but that's what I think we're here to do.
So last conversation we made the comment in regards to asking yourself, how does this make me feel? How do I feel? How do I feel at this given moment about anything? Check yourself, check your pulse, check your soulful pulse, like find out what that is. But then another great question to ask yourself is, what's driving me right now? To get from point A to point B, what's driving me? Is it fear? I don't want to be fearful to do anything. I don't want anybody to scare the shit out of me to make me do anything. Is it money? Then if it's money that's driving you, why is money driving you? Is it the lack of something? Do you feel that there's something missing in your life? Because if you're focusing on the lack that you don't have, guess what, folks? You're going to get more of that. So, asking yourself, what drives you? And for me, I know that my driving force, and I can say this honestly, is freedom. Anything that I feel like will bound me, whether it's a relationship, whether it's work, whether it's something I love, and I feel like it, and the only terminology I can use is enslaves me. I'm a slave to it, to a sense. I freak out. I don't want to feel that way. I need to feel that I'm flowing with whatever it is and whoever it is. Well, I'll say it this way. I was going to say whatever it is, whoever it is I'm doing. No, whatever it is I'm doing, or whoever it is that I'm engaging with, whether it's just conversation, working, what have you, I need it to flow, and it makes me think about when you have a lot of pressure on you, right? You're handcuffed to hold it all up. And that is something I don't want to feel. So whatever I need to figure out what it is that I need to do so that I don't feel that way, I'm going to do it. So that goes to, how does this make me feel? And what's driving me to do it in the first fucking place?
And is it okay or not?
We're going to get into that one next conversation, because that is a good one. So again, ladies, if you have a topic that you would like to share, please do. Please check out the blog, www.thesexyintuitive.com. We put the blogs up, we put the videos up, and we're going to do more of this, and we'll get better. We promise we'll get better, although we think we are dope as fuck right now, but we will get better.
It's just real.
Yeah, very real. So again, what drives you? It's a great question, and we want to know, what drives you, ladies? All right, now I'm ready to drink my coffee. Does it mean I have to put clothes on?